many laid down and give up their tools and say, God, I am now coming to you. But some of you don't, it seems like you don't want to get there. You want to give up in the middle of the battle. But could I tell you, if you give up in the middle of the battle, you're committing suicide. Somebody gonna kill you. You can't take off your helmet out in the middle of warfare. You better keep your helmet on your head. Keep your head covered up. You can't throw down your breastplate and say, I'm not concerned about righteousness, for the Bible said righteousness exalts a nation, but our sin is a reproach to any people. So what you got to do? You got to hold on with your breastplate. You got to cover yourself. The war's been going on a long time, Pastor J. You're the only pastor in the war. You're not the only pastor. There have been many pastors before you. God called them, and Isaiah said, I call them with my own heart, after my own heart. I know them. You're not the only pastor. And understand this, when you come into ministry, you're not going to be on no flowery bed of ease. The wind don't just flow behind you and blow you where you need to go, but the wind's going to be fast. Ask the disciples. Jesus said, let's go cross the Jordan, and the wind is blowing them back. Jesus goes to sleep. They roar and they fought against the wind because they had to take the word across. They had to take the word across to the other side. What do you think Jesus was going across there for? To have dinner? No, sir. He was the word wrapped up in flesh. The word was down in the bottom of the ship sleeping. The disciples had a job to take the word across. So they were rowing. The wind was blowing. They kept it. Wow! Somebody wash. The disciples said, I know this place. I know this lake. I know this. How come we can't get through this? We've done this so maybe we've done this in the night. We've done this. This was a joke. This was nothing. We can't get through. And the winds are fighting them. The devil wanted to destroy your faith. The devil wanted to destroy your faith. The fight is on. But I thank God that he don't just leave it like that. And Peter said, you know what? I don't know what else to do. Somebody said, well, you know, Jesus helped, but you know, he don't know nothing about the sea. He died, he been carpenter. He ain't know nothing about no fishing. We done tell him the last time. You know, he don't know nothing about no fishing. Well, somebody said, well, all of us could perish out here, or we could wake him up. We could wake him up. We could call him, because we're perishing. Is there anybody who ever experienced this point of death? We're perishing. My message today is TagMeIn. The fight is on, TagMeIn. Is that all right? Now, let me tell you something. Now, you have to understand something. I don't know if you're ready to tap out, but I need somebody to tag me in. Is that all right? Is that all right? Somebody need to. So Peter is down in the ship, and all he needs, Jesus. Jesus said, I'm right here. Now, understand, when God places on this planet, he made an agreement with us. He didn't just throw us here and left us alone, but he made an agreement with us. And anytime you find yourself in trouble, he's ready to tag you. He's ready. When the first Adam came, he had a problem in the corner with the enemy. The devil fought him, and the devil was prevailing against him. The devil fought him, and the devil wrestled with him, and it seems that the devil was taking him down. He was down for the count. As a fact, there was a point when he was even out, but God, who is so merciful towards you, he looked down through the portals and he see that Adam could not contain. He had not the ability nor the strength. For woman said, in that the flesh were weak, and God sent his son in the likeness of sinful flesh to do what? To redeem us, to condemn sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of God might be fulfilled in us. So Adam fell down in the ring. Is anybody who fell down in the ring before? The disciples are fighting against the billows. And the Bible said the boat began to break. The billows beat against it. It seems that they were going down. But somebody said, you better call Jesus and get him in the corner. You better wake him up. You better wake him up. You better wake him up. Tag him in. Because we can't handle this. They got us on the rope. They throwing blows on us. Left, right, and center. Tag Jesus. Somebody just need to reach out. Find up. Come, Pastor J. Come, Pastor. Just reach out. Find up. The tag. Sometimes, Kim, the devil got you on the rope. And the problem is, you can't tag me in from over there. And you can't come over here. Because this is the devil time. This is the enemy's territory. You can't come over here. So you know what? As long as the enemy got me, I can't get to you. I saw Abraham. I saw Moses. I saw Jeremiah. I saw Ezekiel. All of them were trying to reach the other corner. But as they go, the enemy pulled them back. They couldn't reach us. I saw Isaac, who said, this is it. I can tag him. And he could not do it. I saw Jeremiah spoke to Israel, and they could not do it. But I saw one called the Lion of the tribe of Judah. I saw the conqueror. He said, lift up your head, O ye gates, and be lifted up, and the King of glory shall come in. He walked down into the enemy's camp. He walked into the enemy's camp. Pastor, everybody else who went in there, everybody else who went in there got locked up. They were held captive. They were in captivity. There was about 3 fellas who God said, I need you. Elijah and Moses and Enoch and some elders. He said, I can't let you pass away. Because if you pass away, the devil can hold you. Anybody go near them gates, he can hold you. So everybody who went in, as powerful as they were, Moses did not go that way. But many of them were more or equal as powerful in ministry. But when they got to the gates, he locked them up. But when the Lion, oh God, of the tribe of Israel, when he showed up, the gates automatically opened, and he walked in. He laid hold on captivity. He laid hold. He took sin and mashed it to pieces. He looked at death and hell and the grave and break it up. Took away his power, took away his strength, took away his ability, came back out of hell, looked at hell, held the keys of hell up, and walked out and looked back and said, grave, where is your victory? Death, where is your sting? Death, where's your sting? Showed up, came back out. The disciples were home in Thomas' them house. I'm telling the truth. They wasn't praying. They were defeated. They were scared. Everything what they had was gone. They were broken. And if you're saved and had today, and you've experienced a backsliding condition, don't raise your hand, but you know what I'm talking about. Powerless, empty. They were broken people, and they were hiding in a house. And Jesus got up and came forth with power and brightness. And when a young girl saw him among the tomb, she looked at him and she said, "Sir, I'm just looking for the body of my Lord. If you know where he is, could you please tell me that I might go and take him?" Jesus looked at her and said, "Mary." She looked at him and said, "Rabboni." The Bible said, she said, "Master." When she saw him, he said, "Take my disciples, go to Koshaba and tell them, meet me in Galilee. Go give them a word for me." Somebody in trouble, somebody in distress, and you're sitting right on the side of them, and you would not extend a hand. But I want to tell somebody, you need to ask someone, if you're in trouble, to tag me in. I see the fight against you is severe. I see you getting beat in your corner. Jesus told his disciples, when you are converted, when you save, go do what? Go tag your brother. Go in his corner and tag him in. Now understand this. In the wrestling world, I can't tag you. You can't tag me while you're in the enemy corner. You got to get over into my side to tag me. And that's the law. Now Jesus had power to break forth and go into the enemy camp and take it. Somebody said, what is the significant meaning? That the kingdom suffered violence, but the violence take it by force. Jesus, who has power over the elements, when the enemy thought that he will defeat them across the river, when Peter and the disciples called him up and said, "Don't you care that we perish?" He got up and he looked at them and said, "Where is your faith?" He didn't have a problem that they wake him up. He didn't have a problem that they call him. He wants you to tag him in. He wants you to tag him in. But he had a problem with the question, "Carest not that we perish?" He said, "I am come that you may have life and that you may have it more abundantly." And you're going to ask me if I care that you perish. So he got up after they tied him in and look at the wind. He look at the waves. He look at the enemy. You call him, tag him in your situation. He look at your little finances and lift up the bread and the fish. Listen, not that you don't have me, but that these might believe. Bless this. And when you're through, there's 12 baskets of fragments left. But you got to tag him in. Stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting yourself. You see the enemy that beat you and got you down on the ground. Too many of you still trying to get a little bit of strength, man. All you need to do is muscle up enough strength just to say Jesus. He said, whosoever shall call upon my name shall be saved. When you say Jesus, demons. When you say he give us power. So hear this. There was a time when the enemy held us captive and we had to get over to God's side. But now all the rules change. Jesus cheated for us. Jesus cheated for me then. Don't let me say for us, because some of you too sanctified for that. To hear me say in the altar that Jesus cheated. Let me talk to the people on the internet. Jesus cheated for me, not for you. Somebody say favor ain't fair. He saw me in my condition. I was messed up. I was a broken man, Matthew. I was beaten down. I was wounded. I had bruises all over me. And he knew I couldn't get up and get the enemy in his corner. I didn't have the strength to get the enemy in his corner. So he said, when you get in trouble, seeing that I've been in the enemy camp and defeat the enemy, all you got to do is say, Jesus, and the enemy got to flee. Oh, somebody. All you got to do is say, Jesus. I dare you to call him. Can't get away from addiction to marijuana. Can't get away from addiction to cigarette. Can't get away from addiction to sex. Can't get away from addiction to loud lies and stealing. He said, all you gotta do, brother, I'll make it easy. I'll make it easy. One time, you had to travel all the way to Jerusalem to go to the temple to sacrifice. You had to go and turn your face towards the north, towards the temple, and pray. But I came to cheat for you. Understand this. He said, your big brother left you in the wilderness. Your big brother failed in the garden. Your big brother turned his back on you. But I'm the younger one. I'm the little brother. But I came to defeat every situation in your life. I came to break it loose. I came to move every chain that bind you, every addiction, every stronghold, every power of the enemy, every power of darkness. I came to break it. All you got to do is say, Jesus. That's all you got to do. Listen, brother Glenn, some people say this is a crazy man. That's too easy. I've been having this problem in my flesh for years. Everybody I date, before the 2 weeks up, they know me and I know them. I don't know how to control this. Stay with me, brother. If I go to party, then you guys pass some wine or beer, pass the table, and I done half drunk before I reach to the end of the table. I don't know how to do this. Don't ask me 2 questions because I can lie before the first one reach out of my mouth. Don't leave your money around me. Because I can't deal with your money, I'm telling you. And now this crazy bald-headed man is saying, all I got to do is tag Jesus in. If you don't believe me today, the devil wanted to keep you trapped. And he wanted to take and destroy your faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. He wants to increase your faith today. Hear me, women of God, men of God, young people, those of you on the internet, those of you that view the service. He wants to give you faith that you might believe that all you have to do is call his name. See, when the battle hot, you don't even feel if you get hit. But when you go home and cool off, anybody ever fall down while you're playing a game? Ever fall down while you're playing a game? Well, you don't feel nothing until you go home and lay down and cool off. And then every pain shows up. Well, let me tell you, some of the blows from the enemy, when you call the name of Jesus in here, you're so hot. In the middle of the battle, you don't even feel nothing. And you figure that's enough. Well, I call him when I was in church, and I prayed when I was there. And so you go home, and then the enemy shows back up with the pain from a blow he hit you with earlier. And you don't know what to do. So you fall right up and start nursing that wound. Until you start to say, well, I really thought I was free from this. I really thought that this was over. I thought that I was at the end of this. But I guess I got to pray a little longer. But all you need to do is just what you did when you was in church. Go in the hallway in your house. Make your ma think you gone crazy. Go in the kitchenette, the stove, and make your husband or your wife think you lose your mind. Go on the back balcony. Go on the porch. Go out in the road and lift your hands towards heaven and say, Jesus, I stretch my hands. You got to call him when you're in trouble. Because what happens, that these fellas who you see here, who was holding you down, here is what happens. They leave you in here, and they go home and wait on your porch for you. They wait on your porch, and when you open the door to go in, they slip in before you. They're right there, and all they need to do is touch Ishmael, or touch Noosh, or touch you, or touch somebody, whoever they can, and trouble again. You say, Lord, I just leave this at church. But just what you did at church, you need to exercise your right and your authority. Somebody need to try it out right now. I don't care what you're going through, what you're experiencing, but I dare you to call the name of. I dare you to call it. Somebody tell him, tag me in. Tell him, tag me in. I feel like fighting. I feel like fighting. You've been fighting for me a while. My mother been fighting. My auntie been praying. But I feel like fighting. Brian, you feel like fighting? You feel like fighting? Well, you need to tell God, give me a couple minutes in the ring with the enemy. I used to like to watch, when I used to watch wrestling before they start cheating so much. You see, come here, Aaron. You'll see some match. Stand right there. You see some match. Right there, stand right there. With some big fellas and some little fellas like this. They'll send the little fella in with the big fella, and he'll run all through the ring and duck him and get away from him, because you don't have to worry. Come here, Denny. Come here, Wendell. Come. Come fast, Wendell. Come fast. See this fella? Come fast, go ahead over there. This fella know what he got in this corner. And he fighting against this fella here. Fella big to him. Oh, Jesus. And so he duck him and run around him. And he get away from him. And when he ready, he swing at him and he miss him. Then he run to his corner and he tag the bigger one in. And then the big fella come. You got to say, God, tag me in. I feel like fighting a little bit. When the big fella, come here, when the big fella done finish and wearing him down, When the big fellas done wear him down, then the little fella in the corner, he said, y'all tag me back in. Let me go put a little blow. So he run and drop a little elbow on him. Somebody need to say, God, tag me in. Let me get a little blow on the enemy. Let me hit him a little left. God said that I know you, all of you. You're my children. I call you with my name. I name you after me. You're my children. And the enemy came from then in the wilderness, from before the wilderness, to fight against us. But God had somebody from the beginning to stretch their hands out and say, y'all touch me, I'll come. And they came one after the other. One after the other. Do I have to call their names? Down through the generation. The prophets, the major, the minor. We had the judges, and we had all of them came and said, just tag me in. It is your day. Men are still dying. Bunny children in your school are still hungry. There's somebody in your bank who needs help, who needs prayer. They're fighting in their marriages. And you only sitting down while about your own. Just lean over to them. Ain't nobody gonna see you. Just lean over to them. That's all you got to do. Is lean over to them. And just do what? Just say, tag me. Just tag me. Yeah, let me pray with you. Let me fast with you today. Let me agree with you. Let's read some scriptures. I want you to start to understand that this tagging thing should continue on. It shouldn't just happen in the ring with wrestlers. When one getting beat so bad, the other one, he can't wait. He jumping around the ring. He want jumping. But the ref, you tell him, go back. Sometimes he jump over the rope. And the ref, you push him back out. Because he won't get in there. Your brother in trouble. Your sister in trouble. Your auntie in trouble. Your neighbor in trouble. Your member in trouble. Your pastor's in trouble. The nation in trouble. People in trouble. Jump in the ring. Don't wait on the referee. Break the rules. Break the law. And say, tag me in. Go back to work. Go back home. Go back to work. Go back and look for somebody who's in trouble, and say, I'm extending a hand towards you, Minister Gracie. Raise your hands in this building today.